I'm starting with the CME chart this morning. And the reason I'm starting with the CME chart is everyone's looking at this gap fill. Now, if we zoom out on this chart and we take a look at on the daily, and we take a look at where we are in terms of fibrils from this low to this high, you know, we've done that 618, 382 thing. So the natural thing would normally be here to pull back to that 50% in the middle. The only thing that's propping us up is FOMO. People want to buy pullbacks and we're being held up around this 9,000 level. So here we are. Now, if we take a look at this on the CME, it does look a little bit like a bear flag, doesn't it? And potentially we could break down here. I'm leaning towards a little bit. As you know, I've bought quite a bit of Bitcoin at this point. When I look at this, you know, to be honest, with dead flat hourly moving averages, we really could at this point go either way. But I'm tempted to, on a bounce, which I think we might get first, lighten up my load a little bit. So by that I mean, for example here, this may be the ABC correction already. But if we make another ABC correction here, I'm tempted to get out. At the moment, that would mean, so if this is the first leg, pull back, second leg, this would mean 9435. Okay, if we rally up there and then drop, I would probably, or if we get reversal price action there, I would probably get out. Might we not even get that far? We might not. We might just, you know, rally 50% of this and then carry on lower, and 50% of this is kind of where we have stopped at the moment. That's that level there in the middle. This is 50% of the drop. So that's what I'm thinking. If we break this flag to the downside, then I will sell some, because I want to be able to buy a big chunk lower if we break down. So it's all very well just saying riding the waves and whatever. I am going to keep some in case it takes off. It's just what to do, you know, when you think that there's a good chance that it's going to just take off from here, or we have another leg lower. I think I'm going to be half in, because if we have another leg lower, I'd like to be able to buy it down here. But if we break out when I'm not watching it, I'm not going to miss it. So that's kind of where I am with Bitcoin, and that's where we are with the futures. And this is the gap that everybody's talking about, which would bring us back to 8,653 if I put regular candles on in the futures. Actually, the gap takes us a little bit higher than that, 8,724, which if we go back, say to let's go to Binance and we'll take a look. You can see that this is quite similar to the scenario we've got here. We're holding on to the 200 moving average. If we break it, we risk a retest to the lows, but we also risk that bigger 50%, which here would be 8,500. I'm just taking away these ABC levels and we'll do them again. So 8,500 would be that fibril for us. Now, if you look at how we overshot here on the upside and how often we overshoot levels either way, we could very easily overshoot 8,500, but we should hold it on a close if we do. So I don't know at this point, given this sideways price action, what we're going to do. I'm still staying bullish while we're above the 200 moving average, and I'm still holding on to some Bitcoin here because I think the risk reward is worth it. But if it drops further, I will sell and I will buy it back lower. That's how I'm thinking. So we'll do that. Measure the ABC again from this high to this low. So 8,000 at Binance, 8,900 is where we would retest. And below 8,966, we're looking at 8,387 for our ABC equal measured move. Sometimes they do it like that. So it's quite frustrating how Bitcoin goes sideways. for a market that can really move, when it does this and it goes sideways, it's really a grind and chops a lot of people up. The only thing you can do is to stop kind of being in and out and losing money, is to have a plan and not change your mind, stick to it. So you say to yourself, right, my plan is, if it breaks here, I'm going to sell it and I'm going to buy it here. Or my plan is to not look at it because I think it's going up. I'm just going to buy it and not look at it. And if you decide that, then you've got to stick to it, because it's no good getting down here 300, 400 lower where you're going to have a loss and then changing your mind because you don't like it or it hurts. Okay, you have to stick to your plan or you'll get chopped around.